Welcome to Learn English with Stories. Today's story is about a woman who carried a secret for 11 years. A secret that changed her marriage, her child's identity, and her entire life. This is a story about love, fear, trust, and the truth that eventually knocks on every door, no matter how tightly it is locked. Listen carefully, repeat phrases when you can, and let this story teach you English and teach you something about life. My name is Marissa Hale, age 35, profession primary school teacher, location Elderwood, England, a small town where secrets travel slowly, but eventually reach every ear. I've been married to Ethan Hale for almost 10 years. Ethan is quiet, thoughtful, the kind of man who fixes things in silence. Furniture, broken toys, even people's hearts. He trusts deeply. He loves quietly. He forgives easily. But I have not been honest with him. For 11 years, I have carried a truth so heavy that it pressed on my chest every single day. I did not lie to hurt him. I did not lie to protect myself. I lied because I was afraid. And fear is a dangerous companion. I wasn't always this quiet, careful woman. Years ago, I was in love with a man named Silas Rowan. Silas was wild, unpredictable, full of dreams too big for the small world we lived in. He wanted to travel the world, open a business, reinvent himself every season. He was fire, and I was the girl who wanted to feel warmth again after years of being invisible. I loved him fiercely. But the world didn't approve. My parents hated him. His parents hated me. We fought constantly, not because we didn't love each other, but because we didn't know how to fight the world together. And then one day, Silas vanished. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. His number stopped working. His friends didn't know where he was. He was like a dream that woke up before I did. I thought grief would break me. But fate had one more shock waiting. 2 months after Silas disappeared, I discovered I was pregnant. I sat on the bathroom floor for an hour, the pregnancy test still in my shaking hand. How could I raise a child alone? What would my strict parents say? What would the world think? I cried. I panicked. I tried to find Silas, but he was gone, like a shadow at sunrise. So I made the biggest mistake of my life. I decided to stay silent. I told no one, not even my closest friend. I told myself I would find the courage eventually. But courage is quiet when fear is loud. Then came Ethan. We met at a family dinner. He was calm, polite, thoughtful, the opposite of Silas in every way. He offered to drop me home. He checked on me when I looked tired. He brought chocolates, tea, books, small things that made me feel seen. When I was 3 months pregnant with another man's child, I let Ethan into my life. I thought, maybe kindness is enough. Maybe love can grow slowly. When Ethan proposed, he held my hands gently and said, "Marissa, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be honest, and with me." His words still haunt me, but I wasn't honest. I said yes, and the lie was born with me and grew with my child. When my son Liam was born, Ethan cried harder than I did. "He's perfect," he whispered. "He's mine." He didn't know those were the two heaviest words I had ever heard. He held Liam at night. He fed him. He sang to him in his quiet voice. He became the father every child deserved. But as Liam grew, I saw Silas in him. His dark hair, his stubborn jawline, his fierce determination. And every time I saw those features, my stomach twisted with guilt. But Ethan never questioned anything. He believed completely. And a lie grows safely inside trust. Liam was 7 when the truth crashed into our lives. It was a Saturday. He had a school football match. He was laughing and running across the field, and then suddenly collapsed. I screamed. Ethan ran faster than I had ever seen him run. At the hospital, the doctor said Liam needed blood quickly. They tested Ethan first. 20 minutes later, the doctor walked back in with a confused expression. "Are you sure you're the biological father?" That question crushed our world. Ethan stared at me. Not angry, not yelling, just wounded. Later that night, in a small hospital hallway with flickering lights, I confessed everything. Every truth, every fear, every silence. He didn't speak. He didn't touch me. He just walked into Liam's room. And I stayed outside, feeling like a stranger to my own life. Weeks passed. Ethan withdrew. He still cared for Liam, but something in him had cracked. Then, one evening, as dusk colored the sky, a car pulled up in front of our house. A man stepped out, tall, sharp jaw, dark eyes. Silas. It felt like a ghost walking out of my old life. "You hid him from me," he said. "I want to see my son." His voice wasn't angry, it was cold, controlled. The kind of voice that meant he wasn't asking, he was demanding. Ethan opened the door behind me. He saw Silas. He understood everything instantly. Inside the living room, the tension was heavy. Silas sat on the couch. Ethan stood by the window. I stood between them like a judge in a trial for which I had no defense. Silas said, "I want a DNA test, and if he's mine, I want rights." Ethan replied, "You don't know this boy. I raised him. I protected him." Silas fired back, "Because she never told me the truth." They argued. I broke. Liam slept upstairs, unaware that two worlds were fighting over him. The DNA test was inevitable. 1 week later, the results came. Silas, biological father. Ethan, not related. I knew it already, but seeing it in writing felt like being stabbed twice. Once for Ethan, once for Liam. Silas demanded visitation rights. Legally, we couldn't refuse. And that was the beginning of a new fear. Silas took Liam to the zoo, to the movies, bought him gifts. He tried to buy years he had never lived. Ethan watched silently, his heart breaking piece by piece. Then one night, Liam asked a question that shattered the room. Dad, are you still my dad? Ethan's voice cracked as he answered. Being a dad isn't about blood. It's about being there. I will always be your dad. I cried in the hallway.
One day the school called. Liam had punched another boy. When Ethan asked Liam why, he said, "He told me you're not my real dad." Ethan knelt down and held him. "Listen to me. A father is the man who stays, and I'm not going anywhere." That night I realized something. Silas could take Liam's blood, but not his heart. Ethan agreed with therapy with reluctance. He said, "What's the point? You can't undo the lie." But over weeks, therapy peeled back the layers. My fear, my shame, his heartbreak, his anger, our silence. One day the therapist asked Ethan, "What do you want most right now?" He whispered, "I want to adopt him legally. He is my son, and I want that truth written." I stared at him through tears. Silas refused at first, but after months of negotiation, he stepped back and said, "If Liam wants it, I won't stop it." Liam was 8 when the adoption became official. He held Ethan's hand in the courthouse and said, "Now you're really my dad." Ethan whispered, "I always was." Silas sent one birthday card after that. Then he disappeared again, this time for good. And strangely, I didn't hate him for leaving. He had come back long enough for closure, and then stepped aside. Trust is not restored quickly. It rebuilds slowly, brick by brick by brick. Weeks turn to months. Months turn to years. Ethan and I learned new ways to talk, ways to forgive, ways to hold each other again. He started touching my hand more often. I started showing up differently, honestly. Liam grew confident again. We weren't perfect. We fought sometimes. We cried often. But there was love, real love, chosen love. One night Ethan said, "I stayed because love isn't about perfection. It's about choosing someone even when they break you, and choosing them again when they try to fix it." 2 years later, I saw Silas in a supermarket aisle. He looked older, quieter. "How is he?" he asked softly. "Happy," I said. "He's loved." Silas nodded. I thought I was ready to be a father, but I realized I wasn't. He has a dad, and it's not me. We parted without anger, without bitterness. Some stories close without fireworks, just a quiet door shutting gently. Today, we are a real family. Not perfect, not without scars, but real. We eat together. We laugh louder. We tell the truth faster. And every night, Ethan kisses Liam's head and whispers, "You are mine, not by blood, but by love." And I whisper silently, "Thank you for choosing us." If you carry a secret, if you've made mistakes, if you fear your truth, remember this. Healing begins the moment you stop running. Love can survive more than you think, but only when honesty enters the room. Thank you for listening to this story. This is Learn English with Stories, and I'll see you again with another powerful lesson.